Have you ever felt like your mind was scattered? Jumping from thought to thought, task to task, without truly finishing anything? You're not alone. In fact, most people live their entire lives this way, distracted, unfocused, and mentally exhausted. But what if I told you that the real key to unlocking success, power, and inner peace lies not in working harder, but in mastering the hidden art of concentration? This isn't just about paying attention, it's about training your mind to obey, to hold a single thought, and to channel all your energy in one direction, until your goals surrender to your will. Welcome to the Power of Concentration by Theron Q. Dumont. Over the next few minutes, you'll begin a journey that has changed thousands of lives, and may just transform yours, too. Let's begin. It is of the utmost value to learn how to concentrate. To make the greatest success of anything, you must be able to concentrate your entire thought upon the idea you are working on. The person that is able to concentrate utilizes all constructive thoughts and shuts out all destructive ones. The greatest man would accomplish nothing if he lacked concentration. Think of yourself as a magnet. Your mind has incredible magnetic power, but it only works when focused. Scattered thoughts are like weak currents. But focused thoughts become lightning. You can see the evidence of this all around you. People who are successful in any field, business, art, science, have simply learned to fix their minds on what they want, and refuse to be distracted. That's the core principle of this book. Each time you allow your mind to wander, to be ruled by distraction or fear or laziness, you break the thread of mental power. The person who can hold a thought, steadily, clearly, without letting go, is already halfway to success. Now think about your own life for a moment. How often do you truly focus on a single thing? Not just for a few minutes, but with depth and clarity. If you're like most people, the answer is rarely. But don't worry, concentration is not a gift. It's a skill. One you can learn, develop, and sharpen like a blade. Every time you practice concentration, you increase your mental muscle. At first it may be hard. Thoughts will scatter. You may feel restless. But with persistence, you'll notice change. Your mind will obey. Your energy will stop leaking. And you'll begin to act with power. Let's take a simple example. Imagine a man sitting in a chair, trying to focus his mind on a single object, say, a burning candle. At first, his eyes wander. His thoughts shift to unrelated matters. But slowly, he brings himself back. Over and over, he returns to the flame. After several weeks of practice, something remarkable happens. He can look at the candle, not just with his eyes, but with his whole mind. The world fades away. Time seems to stop. In that moment, his mind is pure power, laser sharp, unshakable. That's concentration. And that's what you're about to learn. Another truth to remember: concentration means control. It means the ability to direct your mind where you want it to go, and keep it there. And in a world filled with noise, distraction, and constant stimulation, this is nothing short of a superpower. But you must develop it consciously. Never confuse random attention with true concentration. You might read for hours, scroll through endless videos, or attend meeting after meeting, but if your mind is elsewhere, if you're not truly present, then you're not concentrating. You're simply consuming. The mind is like a wild horse. Left untrained, it runs in every direction. But with proper training, it becomes a loyal servant. It will carry you through mountains, storms, and deserts, without fail. The first exercise, then, is simple, but powerful. Every day, set aside 5 minutes. Sit quietly. Pick an object, a pencil, a plant, a stone, and look at it. Not casually, but with full attention. Examine every detail. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Do this daily. After a week, increase to 10 minutes. Then 15. This single practice, if done faithfully, will begin rewiring your brain. It will build the foundation of true concentration. Don't underestimate its power because it seems simple. Simplicity is the mark of deep truths. Now, think again about success. Why do some people rise while others remain average? It's not just talent. It's not even hard work. It's the ability to fix the mind on a single goal and refuse to let it go. Concentration makes the weak strong, the fearful bold, the poor rich. It is the invisible bridge between desire and achievement. You must not only desire to concentrate, you must resolve to do so. Practice is the way. But faith is also necessary, faith in your own power to control your thoughts, your habits, and your destiny. Your thoughts shape your actions. Your actions shape your habits. And your habits build your character. If you want to change your life, begin by changing your concentration. You are not a victim of distraction. You are not powerless. You have simply not yet trained your mind. But now, you're about to. Each chapter in this journey will give you another tool, another insight, and another level of mastery over your mental power. As you go forward, keep asking yourself, what am I focusing on right now? Is it helping me grow? Is it building my future? The answers to those questions will shape your life more than any external circumstance ever could. Remember, you become what you concentrate upon. Choose your thoughts like a warrior chooses their weapon, with care, discipline, and clarity. You become what you concentrate upon. Choose your thoughts like a warrior chooses their weapon, with care, discipline, and clarity. Now that you understand the immense power of concentrated thought, it's time to go one step further. Concentration is not merely a mental exercise, it's a way of life. Your ability to concentrate doesn't begin and end with a 5-minute practice. It must extend into everything you do. Your environment, your habits, your daily patterns, all must support your developing power. Let's begin with your surroundings. Look around where you live, where you work, where you spend your quiet hours. Is it clean? Is it organized? Does it allow peace, or does it create distraction? The mind cannot grow in disorder. A cluttered space breeds a cluttered mind. The first step in increasing your power of concentration is to create physical simplicity around you. Remove the unnecessary. Clean the mess. Organize your tools and resources so they don't distract you. You're not just arranging a room, you're sending a message to your brain. This is a place of focus. This is where clarity lives, but external order is just the beginning. The real challenge lies within. Most people believe their thoughts are uncontrollable. That the mind simply races as it wishes, and there's nothing to be done about it. But this is false. Your mind is not your master. It is your servant. It will obey you, if you learn how to command it. The real work of concentration is not controlling your outer space, but learning to control the stream of your thoughts. If your thoughts drift constantly to worries, regrets, entertainment, or fantasy, your power dissolves. But if your thoughts are purposeful, clear, and steady, your life begins to transform. Try this exercise. Each morning, before the day begins, sit quietly and choose one thought, just one. It could be a goal, a phrase, a question, a principle. Hold that thought gently but firmly in your mind for 10 minutes. Whenever your attention drifts, gently guide it back. Don't punish yourself. Simply return. Again and again. With time, this simple discipline will do more than strengthen your focus, it will begin to reshape your identity. You'll feel more centered, more decisive, more capable. Now, let's talk about habitual concentration. Every act of your life trains your brain. Every moment you allow your thoughts to scatter, you're training your mind to be weak. Every moment you hold your attention with calm force, you're building a powerful tool. Let's say you're reading a book. You come across a sentence that inspires you. Instead of rushing forward, pause. Sit with that idea. Think it through. Ask how it applies to your life. This is concentration in action. Or imagine you're working on a task. Your phone buzzes. A message pops up. you're tempted to check it. That single moment, when you either give in or stay focused, is a moment of power. Every time you resist distraction, you strengthen your mental muscle. The mind is like a muscle. It grows with repetition. It becomes obedient through practice. It begins to serve you rather than dominate you. There's another key factor in mastering concentration: your emotional state. You cannot concentrate if you are angry, fearful, anxious, or overly excited. Emotion creates turbulence in the mind, and just like muddy water, a disturbed mind cannot reflect anything clearly. That's why a big part of developing concentration is also learning to calm your emotions. One of the simplest ways to do this is through the breath. The breath is the bridge between the body and the mind. When your breath is fast and shallow, your thoughts are scattered. When your breath is slow and deep, your mind settles. So, before any period of concentration, pause. Take 5 deep, slow breaths. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Let each breath calm your nervous system and prepare your mind for clarity. This simple act will prepare the soil in which your concentration can grow. Let us also consider what you feed your mind. Concentration requires fuel. And that fuel comes from what you consume: books, conversations, media, ideas. If your diet is filled with mental junk, gossip, negativity, shallow entertainment, your attention span weakens. But if you feed your mind nourishing thoughts, uplifting books, meaningful dialogue, high-purpose goals, your concentration becomes easier, deeper, and more natural. Think of your mind as a garden. Your attention is the sunlight. Your thoughts are the seeds. What are you growing? Are you growing worry, fear, distraction? Or are you growing clarity, vision, and strength? The law of growth is always at work. Wherever you place your attention, energy follows. And whatever you repeat becomes your reality. That's why this book is not just about exercises, it's about awakening you to your own power. You are not powerless. You are not broken. You simply need to train your attention like a craftsman sharpens their blade. Each day, you are either mastering your mind, or being mastered by it. And the secret is simple: choose your focus. Again and again. Even when it's hard. Even when you're tired. Even when distraction seduces you. Especially then. The great minds of history, scientists, artists, leaders, did not succeed through chance. They succeeded because they could hold an idea long enough for it to grow roots, take shape, and become reality. And you can do the same. It begins with small acts. Sitting in silence. Holding one thought. Saying no to a meaningless distraction. Finishing what you start. This is the path to mastery. And the rewards are vast: clearer thinking, greater productivity, emotional balance, and the deep satisfaction that comes from directing your life with intention. You no longer have to drift. You no longer have to react to everything. You can become the cause, not the effect. This is the power of concentration. This is your power. This is the power of concentration. This is your power. Now let's take this even deeper. If you've ever wondered why some people remain calm, sharp, and balanced in the most stressful of situations, while others collapse under pressure, concentration is a large part of the answer. Concentration not only builds success, it builds mental stamina, emotional stability, and even influences your physical health. Yes, your body responds to the quality of your thoughts. When your mind is distracted and anxious, it sends out signals that tighten your muscles, shorten your breath, strain your organs, and keep your nervous system on high alert. Over time, this becomes chronic stress. And chronic stress weakens everything: your immune system, your sleep, your clarity. But a concentrated mind, one that is focused, relaxed, and directed, calms the body. It regulates the heartbeat. It deepens the breath. It quiets the nervous system. In fact, modern science is now catching up to what Theron Q. Dumont wrote over 100 years ago, that a focused, peaceful mind builds a healthier, stronger body. So remember, learning to concentrate is not just a mental exercise. It's a life exercise. One that touches every part of who you are. Let's now explore how concentration improves another critical power, memory. Have you ever read a page and forgotten what you just read? Or entered a room and forgot why you were there? That's not poor memory, it's poor concentration. The mind did not hold the information long enough for it to imprint. Just like a camera with a shaky hand, the image was too blurred to capture. Concentration allows you to fully register information. And once something is deeply registered, recall becomes natural. So, if you want a stronger memory, start by developing better attention. Pay close attention when someone speaks. When you read, be fully present. When you learn, learn with interest. These simple shifts will transform your memory more than any external trick or hack. There's another benefit of concentration that few people talk about: it helps you control your emotional reactions. We often say things like, "He made me angry," or "That event ruined my day." But the truth is, it's not the person or the event that controls us, it's our response to it. And that response comes from our level of awareness. Concentration trains you to pause before you react. It gives you a gap, a moment of choice. Instead of exploding in anger, you notice the feeling rise, and you breathe. Instead of drowning in sadness, you observe it, and allow it to pass. This is emotional maturity. And it grows out of mental concentration. Let's try a simple practice for this. The next time something irritates you, don't react instantly. Instead, take one slow breath in and out. Then silently ask yourself, is my reaction helping me or hurting me? Just this moment of attention, this little act of mental focus, can prevent hours of regret. This is how concentration builds character. Now, let's talk about one of the greatest threats to your concentration, mental wandering. The average person spends most of their day drifting from thought to thought, like a boat without a rudder. One moment they think of work, the next of food, the next of a memory, then a future worry, then back to a screen. This endless shuffle scatters the mind's power. But you must become the captain of your mind. You must stop the drift. Here's a classic exercise from this book to help you build focus. Exercise, thought control. Sit quietly. Close your eyes. Now think only of the word success. Visualize what success means to you. See it clearly. Feel it. Hold the idea. If your mind drifts, gently return. Start with 5 minutes. Then go to 10. With regular practice, this trains your mind to stay on a single thread of thought, and this thread will lead you where you want to go. Another vital piece of your concentration power is decision-making. An undecided mind is a scattered mind. When you hesitate, postpone, and doubt yourself, your energy leaks. You weaken your will. You allow circumstances to control you. But when you decide clearly and quickly, and stick to it, you reinforce your concentration. Why? Because you cut off all distractions. The word decide comes from a Latin word meaning to cut off. When you decide, you cut off confusion. So practice making decisions. Start with small ones. What time will you wake up? What will you eat? What task will you finish today? Decide quickly, act firmly, and move on. This habit alone can rebuild your confidence and clear the fog from your mind. Now let's explore a deeper truth: all success begins in the mind. Before any invention, there was a thought. Before any achievement, a clear vision. The builder first imagines the building. The leader first sees the future. The artist first feels the creation within. And the longer you hold that image in your mind, the more real it becomes. Concentration allows you to plant this image deep within your subconscious. And once planted, it begins to grow. You begin to move, speak, and act in alignment with it, often without even realizing it. This is not magic. It's mental law. And here's the rule: what you concentrate on, you attract. If you focus on fear, you draw more fear. If you focus on success, you draw the people, ideas, and chances that align with it. Your life becomes a mirror of your dominant thought. So, what image are you holding? What picture are you feeding every day? If you don't choose it consciously, the world will choose it for you. The media, the noise, the opinions of others, they will fill your mind with doubt, distraction, and limitation. But if you choose deliberately, and feed that choice with focus, you become unstoppable. Theron Q. Dumont teaches us that concentration is the secret pathway between thought and achievement. It's the bridge between desire and reality. And that bridge is built, not in a day, but through steady practice, moment by moment, thought by thought. So as you move forward today, keep returning to this one idea: my power is in my focus. Say it silently. Say it aloud. Say it when you're tempted to procrastinate, when your mind wanders, when fear knocks. My power is in my focus. Because it is. My power is in my focus. Because it is. Now that you understand how concentration affects not just your mind, but your health, your emotions, your decisions, and your very future, it's time to talk about the force that holds all of it together: willpower. Willpower is the invisible engine behind all success. It's what carries you forward when motivation fades. It's what holds your mind steady when distractions call. But here's something most people don't know: willpower can be trained. And the secret weapon to train it is concentration. When you concentrate, you are forcing your will to obey a single direction. You are saying, "This is what matters now. Everything else must wait." Each time you do this, each time you resist distraction, hold a thought, or finish what you start, you strengthen your will. But when you give in, when you allow yourself to be pulled in every direction, your will weakens. Just like a muscle not used, it grows flabby, lazy, powerless. So let's rebuild your will with deliberate focus. Start small. Make a promise to yourself. Keep it. Say, "Today I will read for 15 minutes without checking my phone." Or, "I will sit quietly and visualize my goal for 10 minutes, no matter what." Then do it. Not because you feel like it. Not because it's easy. But because you said you would. That's the beginning of inner power. And that power grows every time you direct your thoughts instead of letting them run wild. Theron Q. Dumont explains that most people try to use willpower in the wrong way. They try to force themselves with tension and stress. But real willpower doesn't come from strain, it comes from control. It's the quiet force that says, "I choose this. I hold to this. I will not be moved." That kind of power comes through practice. And it begins with mastering small inner battles. When the mind says, "Scroll," but your higher self says, "No." Focus. When the mind says, "Quit," but your inner voice says, "Keep going." These are the moments where willpower is either built or broken. Let's add a new exercise to strengthen both your will and your concentration. Exercise, the candle flame. Sit in a quiet room. Light a candle and place it at eye level. For 5 minutes, do nothing but look at the flame. Let your eyes rest on it gently. Let your breath be slow. If thoughts arise, don't fight them, just return to the flame. With time, you'll notice something powerful: the mind begins to still. The distractions soften. And a deep calm focus rises. This practice is ancient, and for good reason. The flame is a symbol of your will. Unmoving. Constant. Strong. Repeat this daily. Slowly increase the time. It's not just a ritual, it's a declaration: I am in control of my attention. Now let's move into a deeper concept. Thought is energy. Every thought you think radiates energy. It leaves your mind and enters the world as vibration. It influences your mood, your body, your actions, and even the people around you. When you think with deep concentration, you are not just affecting yourself, you are shaping the invisible currents of your environment. Have you ever entered a room where someone was angry, even before they spoke? You felt the energy, or met someone so calm and confident that just being near them made you feel stronger. That's thought energy. And it is very real. Theron Q. Dumont writes that concentrated thought sends out a strong mental current. It acts like a magnet. It draws similar energies toward it. Focus on fear, and you attract more fear. Focus on success, and success begins to take shape. So understand this: every time you concentrate, you are not just training your brain, you are programming your life. You are setting the frequency of your actions, your emotions, and even your circumstances. And the deeper your concentration, the stronger your signal. This is why you must not think carelessly. Your thoughts are not harmless. They are creative forces. They build. They shape. They attract. And they do not ask your permission. So begin to choose your dominant thought each day. Choose what energy you will radiate. Let it be deliberate. Another critical aspect of concentrated thought is visualization. What you can clearly see in your mind, and hold there with emotion and repetition, begins to shape your behavior and your results. But here's the key: your visualization must be concentrated, not vague. Don't just say, "I want success." Close your eyes. See it. What does success look like for you? Where are you standing? Who are you with? What do you feel? The clearer the image, the stronger the signal. Do this for just 5 minutes a day, and your subconscious mind begins to align with the picture. It starts to guide you, not magically, but naturally, toward the habits, ideas, and opportunities that match that vision. This is not fantasy. It is mental law, and it's been used by the most successful people in history, whether they knew it or not. Because your mind believes what you repeat with emotion and focus. Because your mind believes what you repeat with emotion and focus. Let's anchor this truth with a new affirmation: I direct my thoughts with power. I hold my vision with clarity. I shape my life through focus. Repeat this to yourself slowly. Feel the words. Speak them aloud if you can. Again, I direct my thoughts with power. I hold my vision with clarity. I shape my life through focus. This is who you're becoming. And this is just the beginning. So far, we've explored how concentration builds your mental strength, sharpens your memory, increases your willpower, regulates your body, shapes your emotions, directs your thought energy, and programs your future. But the journey doesn't end here. In the next part, we'll explore the enemies of concentration, what weakens it, what steals it, and how to protect your mental fortress from within and without. Because knowing how to focus is one thing. Guarding your focus, that's mastery. Because knowing how to focus is one thing. Guarding your focus, that's mastery. Now that you've begun to understand and experience the true force of concentration, it's time to face the challenge that breaks most people before they ever reach mastery. The challenge is this: distraction is everywhere. It creeps into your day like a shadow, quiet, unnoticed, yet powerful. It lives in your habits, your devices, your conversations, your own thoughts. And unless you learn to recognize and eliminate these hidden enemies, your focus will always be under attack. So let's bring these enemies into the light. The first enemy is mental laziness. It sounds harmless, but it's deadly. Mental laziness shows up every time you say, "I'll do it later." Every time you avoid something just because it feels uncomfortable. Every time you choose short-term ease over long-term power. Understand this: concentration takes effort. It requires energy. And if your mind is used to comfort, to entertainment, to constant stimulation, it will resist the work of focus. You must train your mind to do hard things. Just like the body grows stronger under resistance, the mind becomes sharper when you push it to concentrate, especially when it doesn't want to. Start by giving yourself small challenges. Read a full page without looking at your phone. Sit in silence for 5 minutes without checking the time. Finish one task before starting another. Every time you do this, you're defeating mental laziness. You're telling your brain, we do focus here. We don't escape. The second enemy is lack of purpose. Without a clear purpose, your attention will drift from one thing to the next like a leaf in the wind. Purpose gives direction. It gives your concentration something to aim at. So ask yourself, what do I want to achieve today? This week? This year? Don't wait for perfect answers. Just decide. Focus loves clarity. And the clearer your purpose, the stronger your concentration becomes. The third enemy is emotional turmoil. Anger. Jealousy. Fear. Doubt. These emotions scatter the mind like a sudden storm. You cannot concentrate when your emotions are boiling over. So emotional mastery must go hand in hand with mental mastery. As we discussed earlier, your breath is your anchor. When emotions rise, return to it. Breathe slowly. Let your exhale be longer than your inhale. Say silently, I am calm. I am centered. And then, return to your focus. Every time you do this, your mind learns, we don't run from emotion. We rise above it. The fourth enemy is sensory overload. Today, we are surrounded by lights, screens, sounds, notifications, constant stimulation. But your brain is not built for this. The more input you allow in, the more scattered your focus becomes. So you must protect your senses. Have moments in your day where there is silence. No screen. No sound. No scrolling. This is not punishment. It's freedom. In that silence, you'll find clarity. In that stillness, your real thoughts will rise. Create space between you and your devices. Schedule it if you have to. Silence is not empty, it is full of answers. The fifth enemy is unfinished tasks. When you leave tasks half done, your brain holds on to them. It's called open loops, and these loops drain your mental energy without you realizing it. So learn to close the loop. If you start something, finish it. If you can't finish it now, schedule when you will. Don't just leave it hanging. Your mind loves completion. Every finished task, no matter how small, gives you a hit of clarity and confidence. This is how you create mental space, by closing the doors you left open. Let's now talk about a deeper danger, negative thinking. Every time you say, I can't focus, or I'm not good at concentrating, you're reinforcing that belief. And the subconscious mind listens. Words shape reality. So eliminate self-defeating thoughts. Instead of, I can't focus, say, I'm training my focus. Instead of, I always get distracted, say, I'm learning to return to my task faster. These shifts matter. They rewire your identity. Because ultimately, concentration isn't just something you do, it becomes who you are. You are the kind of person who finishes what they start. Who listens deeply. Who shows up fully. Who holds their vision. Who follows through. Repeat that truth until it becomes natural. Let's add a practice to help you fight these enemies. Exercise, the focus journal. Each evening, take 5 minutes to write down, one moment today when you maintained concentration. One moment when you lost it, and why. One action you'll take tomorrow to stay more focused. This habit builds self-awareness, your greatest ally in defeating distraction. You can't fix what you don't notice. But once you see it, you can shift it. Now here's something vital, don't aim for perfection. Aim for consistency. Some days your mind will be sharp. Other days it will wander. That's okay. The point is not to control everything. The point is to keep returning to the path. Every return is a victory. Every time you choose focus over distraction, you win. And those small wins, they compound. Day by day. Thought by thought. Until one day, you realize you've become someone different. Someone steady. Someone clear. Someone powerful. Let me leave you with this truth, the world is noisy. But your mind doesn't have to be. Life is chaotic. But you can be calm. Distractions are many. But your purpose is one. Protect that purpose. Because everything meaningful you create in this life, your work, your relationships, your growth, will come through the gate of your attention. And when you guard that gate, nothing can stop you. Because everything meaningful you create in this life, your work, your relationships, your growth, will come through the gate of your attention. And when you guard that gate, nothing can stop you. Now that you've begun mastering the internal world of concentration, it's time to bring that power outward, into how you live, work, speak, and connect. Because true mastery of focus doesn't happen in a quiet room alone. It happens in motion. In real life. When the world is pulling at you from every side, and you still hold your center. Let's begin with your work. Whatever your profession, artist or engineer, teacher or entrepreneur, the one trait that separates the exceptional from the average is the ability to concentrate for long, uninterrupted periods. Deep work is where breakthroughs happen. But deep work only exists when you remove shallow distraction. So here's a simple system for applying focused work daily. Choose one task, not 10, not 5. 1. Set a timer. 30 minutes is a great start. Turn off all distractions, put your phone away, silence notifications. Work without break, no pausing. No switching. Just one task. Reflect and repeat. When time's up, take a short break, then go again. This is called a focus block. Even 2 or 3 of these blocks a day will outperform 10 hours of scattered effort. Because it's not how long you work, it's how deeply you work. And deep work transforms you. Now let's talk about relationships. You might think concentration is only useful in productivity, but it's equally powerful in how you connect with others. Have you ever had a conversation with someone who was truly present? No glancing at their phone, no thinking about what they'll say next, just fully with you. It feels rare. And it feels amazing. That's the power of focused attention. And when you offer that to someone, a friend, a partner, a child, you build trust. You create connection. You turn ordinary moments into sacred ones. So next time you're with someone, try this. Put your phone away. Look them in the eye. Listen without interrupting. Let your mind stay with their words, not your reply. This is concentration in its highest form, presence. And it will do more for your relationships than any technique or trick ever could. Now let's talk about rest. Yes, even rest requires concentration. Most people try to rest, but their minds keep racing. Their bodies are still, but their thoughts are restless. That's not true rest, it's mental noise. To truly recharge, you must learn to focus during rest. And the best way to do this is to do less, with more awareness. Instead of scrolling endlessly, take a quiet walk. Feel your breath. Listen to the wind. Taste your food slowly. Read one paragraph with full attention. Lie down and let your muscles relax one by one. Rest becomes powerful when you are present with it. Your body heals. Your mind recovers. Your energy renews. So don't treat rest as an escape. Treat it as a ritual. One that clears the mind and returns you to clarity. Now here's something profound from Theron Q. Dumont. Success in life is in exact proportion to the amount of concentration you put upon your goal. Let that sink in. Not talent. Not background. Not luck. But concentration. How deeply you want something. How clearly you see it. How steadily you walk toward it. That's what decides your success. So here's a powerful technique to stay aligned with your goal. Exercise, daily goal focus. Each morning, write your main goal on a piece of paper. Just one. Then spend 5 minutes visualizing it as already achieved. Feel it. See the result. Hold that image with absolute attention. Then ask yourself, what's one thing I can do today that moves me toward this? And do it, with full presence. This small act, repeated daily, becomes a laser beam. It cuts through confusion. It burns away doubt. It brings your dream into form. Now let's take a moment to talk about something often overlooked: letting go. Yes, concentration also means knowing when to release. Sometimes, holding too tightly to a thought creates stress. Obsession is not the same as focus. True concentration is fluid, not rigid. It knows how to engage, and when to step back. So if you feel blocked or stuck in overthinking, take a step back. Breathe. Do something different. Trust that your mind will return stronger. This is not weakness. It's wisdom. Think of it like lifting weights. You build strength in the workout. But the growth happens in the rest. Concentration is the same. It's the balance of effort and ease. As you integrate this into daily life, remember this key: live deliberately. Every action becomes stronger when done with full awareness. Whether you're brushing your teeth, making a phone call, writing an email, or taking a break, do it with intention. Let your mind be where your body is. Let your actions be whole, not divided. That's how you build a focused life. Not just focused moments, but a way of being. Let's recap what you've learned so far. Concentration begins in the mind, but it extends to your environment, your emotions, and your habits. It sharpens your memory, strengthens your will, and tunes your inner energy. It shields you from distraction and turns ordinary people into extraordinary ones. It brings power to your work, depth to your relationships, and peace to your rest. And most of all, it gives you the ability to live your life on purpose. Let me leave you with one simple truth: the quality of your life is determined by the quality of your attention. What you notice becomes your experience. What you focus on becomes your path. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. So choose wisely. Return gently. And stay centered. The quality of your life is determined by the quality of your attention. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. So choose wisely. We've come a long way together. From understanding what concentration truly is, to building it, strengthening it, applying it in your work, your relationships, and even your rest. Now it's time to bring everything together, to help you step fully into the identity of someone who lives with deep, unwavering focus. Let's begin with this truth: you are not your distractions. You are not your scattered thoughts. You are not the noise around you. You are the one who notices. The one who decides. The one who can direct your attention at will. This is what it means to be fully human, to rise above instinct, impulse, and reaction, and to become conscious, deliberate, and powerful. Now let's revisit the core principles that you've learned from Theron Q. Dumont's teachings. 1. Thought is energy. Every thought you think vibrates with power. Focused thought becomes action. Repeated thought becomes reality. Therefore, think deliberately. Ask yourself often, is this thought serving the life I want? 2. You become what you concentrate upon. Hold an idea in your mind, and your entire being begins to shape itself around it. That's not philosophy, it's physics. Your focus creates your future. So choose your dominant idea each day. Let it be high. Let it be worthy. 3. Concentration can be trained. Just like a muscle, concentration strengthens with use. You don't need talent. You need repetition. Start small. Build daily. Never skip your mental training. Because this power doesn't belong to a few, it belongs to the disciplined. 4. Your environment reflects your focus. A messy space reflects a distracted mind. A cluttered digital life drains energy. So simplify. Declutter. Create external order to support internal clarity. Make your surroundings a place where focus feels natural. 5. Emotion follows focus. What you concentrate on, you feel. Focus on fear, and fear grows. Focus on gratitude, and peace follows. So don't chase happiness. Focus your mind, and peace will rise. 6. Presence is power. Whether you are working, resting, or in conversation, be there fully. Presence is the modern superpower. In a world of distraction, it sets you apart. And it begins with your next breath. Now let's ask, how do you turn these principles into a life? How do you become someone who walks through the world with stillness in the storm, with fire behind their eyes, with clarity in their actions? You do it with practice. You do it by choosing focus in the small moments. You do it by showing up, again and again, for your inner work, whether anyone sees it or not. Because the greatest transformations are silent. They happen in the early morning, when you rise and focus. In the late nights, when you study while others scroll. In the moments of temptation, when you choose to stay steady instead of scattered. This is how you become powerful. Theron Q. Dumont reminds us that concentration is not just about thinking hard, it's about thinking right. It's not just about doing more, it's about doing what matters, with full presence. And as you step into this life, you'll begin to notice something strange, even magical. People will listen to you more carefully, your words will carry weight. Your ideas will take shape more easily. Your confidence will grow, not because of ego, but because of inner alignment. You'll stop seeking approval. Because you'll feel centered from within. This is what true concentration brings, not just results, but respect. Not just productivity, but presence. Not just goals, but growth. So let me give you one final daily formula to live this path. Morning. 5 minutes, deep breathing. 5 minutes, visualize your goal. 5 minutes, plan your top 3 priorities. Start your day by owning your mind. Before the world pulls at you, center yourself. Midday, return to focus. 1 30-minute focus block, phone off, full presence. Short reflection, am I aligned with what matters? Refocus. Don't drift through your day, drive it. Evening, reinforce the mind. Reflect in your focus journal, what did I concentrate on today? What distracted me? What will I improve tomorrow? Read something uplifting, feed your inner world with strength. End your day with intention, not exhaustion. Now, listen closely. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to master all of this in 1 week. You just need to keep showing up. Focus is not a gift. It's a choice. And every time you make that choice, you become more powerful. So begin now. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. Choose one thought. Hold it. Choose one task. Do it. Choose one vision. Live it. You are not a victim of your mind, you are its master. You are not here to react, you are here to create. You are here to build a life of clarity, direction, depth, and power. And it all begins with this one ability. The power of concentration. If this resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Audiobook Vault for more life-changing wisdom.